Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius and welcome back to the fish room. So a couple of years ago I gave you guys a video showing where I get my aquarium decorations from in terms of my rocks and the driftwood that you see in all my aquariums. I showed you guys how I collect it locally and just gave you guys some tips on collecting your own wood. A lot of you guys enjoyed that video, however there was some complaints because that video quality wasn't the best, and I admit when I was making that video I was more so having fun. I was going on a hike, enjoying myself, and you guys just happened to tag along, so the video quality wasn't that great. So today I want to try to redo it. I want to go back out and collect some driftwood and give you guys some tips. Today I have two locations where I get all these pieces from, all the driftwood that you see in my aquariums. I did end up buying one piece, so this right here is two different pieces. This one right here to the right I bought. Every other piece of driftwood I found locally. This piece is nice, but this little piece cost me $30, while all these other pieces were completely free. Well, it did cost some physical labor, but when it came to money wise, all these pieces were free. And a piece like that piece is about 6 feet long, it's huge. That piece would cost hundreds of dollars, and I got it for free. So today I want to go back out and I want to show you guys where I get my wood from, where I get my rocks from, and give you guys some tips along the way. Hey everyone, so we're outside and today I want to give you guys an idea of where I get some of my aquarium decorations from. So this is a nearby forest. I live about 15 minutes away. I'm out here with Rocky. Ghost, he gets a little bit too excited, so I just went on a little run with him earlier, and we take Rocky for the more casual walks. But yeah, we're out here and I will give you guys a look at where I get my aquarium decorations from and just give you guys some tips. And starting off, of course you want to be careful. I hike these woods often and there definitely is a lot of ticks out here, so either wear bug spray or just check yourself a lot. On top of that, if you're looking for driftwood and rocks, you're going to be looking on the ground, so obviously watch out for snakes. I do find a lot of snakes, and the last thing you want to do is grab a snake thinking that you're grabbing a piece of wood. So just be careful, keep an open eye when you're out here. And first off, let's look at some rocks. So there's two types of rocks that you see in my aquariums. It's slippery. I came out here in the rain because I'm still camera shy, so I came out here when it's raining because I knew nobody was out here, because it's awkward talking to my camera for people watching me. So it's raining, it's a little bit slippery. So yeah, we have all these rocks exposed. And like I said, there's two types of rocks. You have river rock and you have mountain rock. I like the river rocks because they look very natural, and most of the time they're going to be smooth because they're in this water that's moving, and over the years the water is just sanding them down, making them like perfectly smooth. And you have all different sizes, all different textures, all different colors. And the cool thing about these rocks is that they all work together pretty well. So you don't have to look out for particular colors. You don't have to pick out ones that look better than others, because you just grab a bunch and they all just promote each other. So these are smaller ones up here. I guess these get pushed out when the rain picks up, but the bigger ones are normally in this bed over here. You can see right there in the center we have some nice ones, a lot of different colors and definitions, and you'll see this in my 350 gallon aquarium. This is where I get those stones from. Once again, these are river rocks. I do have a separate place where I collect rocks like from the mountain, and those definitely, they're not as smooth, not as round. They just have some better colors. So yeah, the good thing about coming on a rainy day is that I could come here and just pick one up, and because the water is flowing, I can actually rinse it off. If it was dried out, it would be all dusty and I would have to take it home. I'm still going to wash it at home, but you could give it a little rinse before putting it in your car and having your car as dirty. So yeah, a huge collection, and normally this is dried out, so look, he's about to get hit by the waterfall. Rocky is a great swimmer. But yeah, normally this is dried out, so I just walk all the way up and down, and as you can see there's a nice little collection of rocks back there. But yeah, so here we are again, and this is down the river, and this is that exposed waterbed, and you can see a ton of rocks, all different sizes, all different colors, all different textures. And look at that, this one right here is just, that's pretty, it's a nice looking rock. Look at that one. And just as I said earlier, you don't have to worry about picking out ones that you like, because they all pretty much work together, even though I will probably be snatching this one. Even this one, look at that. Rocks are just some great looking decorations that are completely free, so don't underestimate the beauty of rocks in your aquarium. So yeah, we're gonna Right now I'm just rambling and I'm hiking at the same time, so I could go on forever. But we're gonna stop it here and we're gonna take a look at the next spot. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, never take away from living trees. They're doing more damage to your ecosystem than you can imagine if you take wood from this living tree. As you can see, these pieces look awesome, but they're connected to this live tree, and you don't want to take away from your trees. And it also might be illegal, so definitely don't bother any live trees. There's more than enough dead trees. And as soon as I said that, we have this tree right here, obviously dead. They even cut it down because it was blocking too much, I guess, of the path. And you just come into this tree, and the perfect thing about this tree is that it's growing close to water, so you already have roots that are exposed. And so what I would do is come and look at that. That's just amazing. This is like the same piece that I have inside of my 350-gallon aquarium. I'll just take it's solid too. It's not like it's not going to break apart in your aquarium. It's going to last quite some time. So I would just take a saw, cut this right here, maybe cut up there, and you can see all in this wood. Just a lot of definition, and it'll look great just cascading down into your aquarium from the like roots, like what it actually is, or you even just have it coming up. But yeah, all over there's these fallen trees, and they have their roots exposed. And even on the other side, you can see underneath that there's more wood under there. But yeah, for all the root-like wood that you see in my aquariums, this is what I'm working with. Come here with a saw. If I didn't have a saw, I could try to muscle it and take it off like that. Even though it broke off like that, it's still pretty solid, and it'll do great in my aquarium. And look at the definition. Let me put it down. Look at that. Definitely looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'll be taking this with me, and yeah, just a nice way to get driftwood. Come back, come on. So you got these pieces of wood right here. I wouldn't touch these. These are far away from the river, so they just stay up here, and a lot of times your termites and all these other bugs are going to be infested with them, and they're just not going to be as good quality. You can normally just break them apart. That one actually is pretty solid, but normally you put these pieces in your aquarium that are far from the water, they're going to be infested with termites and everything, and they're just not going to last as long. Again, this right here, look at that. Nice looking piece of wood, but this thing, it crumbles in your hands. And I believe the reason why it's like that is because, again, of the termites. Okay everyone, so we're back home just checking out how these natural decorations look inside my aquarium. Now, I didn't collect these today. I've had these for months, and just an idea, I got these from the same spot. All these rocks came from that same waterbed. And as I mentioned, no matter how you form them up, no matter what position you put them in, they look so great. They're natural, they're beautiful on every side. And the wood as well, the wood looks awesome. I collected most of this wood from that same location. If we look to the left, we have this one cascading down. That's roots coming from a tree, so I got it from the same spot. Some of these other branches, not the same exact location, but a similar setting, a river next to a forest, and this is the results. I believe you can't go wrong when you collect from nature, because you're just recreating that natural scene. Now, of course, you don't want to put it directly into your aquarium because you could bring home hitchhikers in the form of pest algae or any aquatic parasites, and you definitely don't want that. So with the rocks, I make sure I pressure wash them. If you don't have a pressure washer, you can just scrub them down with some water, maybe a little bit of soap. Just make sure you remove all the soap, and you just want to remove any algae, any dirt from the rocks. When it comes to the wood, small pieces, it would be great if you boiled them. But with these larger pieces, obviously you can't boil them, so what I do is I get like a kiddie pool or a small pond, and I put them in there, and I put them in salt water, and that usually will nuke out any parasites that are on them. Now, I did make a video showing you guys how to prepare larger pieces of driftwood for your aquarium, so make sure you check that out. Now, as I told you guys, I have two spots where I collect driftwood from. I did go to my second spot, however, it was pretty windy out there, so my audio got messed up. So I'm just going to give you guys an overview. Now, I don't really share this spot too often because it's more specific to where I live. I live in New Jersey, so we have the Atlantic Ocean. So I actually have driftwood that comes directly from the ocean, actual driftwood. I love driftwood that comes from the ocean because it seems like the salt water cures the driftwood. It almost seems like it pressure treats the wood. It removes all the bark, and the wood just seems a lot more solid and a lot more sturdy. Examples of this wood in my aquariums include the piece that's inside of my 880 gallon aquarium, and also the pieces that I have inside both of my 125s. So I don't actually search the oceanfront beaches because they're just way too vast. Instead, I go to New Jersey bays, and the bays serve as like a natural trap for driftwood. The tide brings in all these different pieces of wood, so it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of driftwood. So I just search all around, and there's always hundreds of pieces. And the cool thing is that there's different pieces every day because, you know, the tide comes and goes, and every time it comes, it brings different pieces, and there's always amazing pieces to find. Okay, so over here we have a really nice piece, a lot of character. This piece is about 4 feet long, and definitely very beautiful. I would even use it as like a decoration around my house. It doesn't even have to go in an aquarium. It's so nice. The only problem is if you were to put it in an aquarium, you definitely will have a challenge trying to sink it, so you would definitely need some heavy rocks. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see how heavy it is, because if it's not too heavy, I'm gonna take it to the car. But if it's too heavy, I might have to wait because I'm probably pretty far from here. So I'll go test it out. Look at that, it's rocks. I think I'm gonna take it, even though it's close to 30 to 40 pounds. This thing is massive, but inside of my 880 gallon aquarium, that will look nice. So we're gonna go to the beach over there, see if there's anything else, but I think this is the lucky piece. Now the thing I love about the wood that comes from the ocean is that besides the initial spray down with a water hose, you don't really have to do as much when it comes to treatment, because from my experience I find that if there is any parasitic marine life, normally you'll kill everything and nuke it if you put it directly in fresh water. So normally with my wood that I get from the beach, I bring it home, I give it a little rinse, and I can put it directly into my aquariums. And I've been doing this for years and I haven't had any issues. Here, and check out the difference. That salt water, like I said, it definitely does a nice job removing some of the bark that you see here. Now, not all trees can be safely added to your aquariums. Some trees are toxic to your fish. I used to believe that as long as the tree was dead, it wouldn't cause any harm. But the thing is, all these pieces of wood will release tannins into your water. And if the tree that you're using is toxic, then it's releasing toxic tannins into your aquarium. And I found out firsthand that any pine trees are toxic to your fish. I had a pine tree that died in my backyard, and I put some of the branches into my aquarium, and within days, some of the fish started to die. So you definitely want to avoid pine trees. Also, I read that fruit trees can also have a similar effect, as well as a lot of shrubs. From my experience, if you're collecting wood from the beach, a lot of times if that wood has been in the ocean long enough, the salt water really does a good job just curing it. And if you have wood that started to bleach, I find that it's pretty safe. And also if you're collecting trees from that area that I showed you guys from the beginning, a lot of times trees that grow near water, they produce special roots that grow in water that are safe for the life that's around them. So I would pretty much stick to those areas that I showed you guys from the start of the video. I've been collecting rocks and driftwood for my aquariums for years, and in my opinion, it's the best way to design your aquariums and to recreate the natural habitats of your fish. I love it because it's easy to work with, it's free, and odds are, if you're into fish and nature, you're gonna have a good time collecting. So everyone, I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. As always, if you have any comments or questions about what you saw today, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.